Alright, so today we are going to learn how to graph a hyperbola. So starting off, to find the origin, you look at the x and y values in the equation. And right now, since there are no numbers with them, the vertex is at the origin. So we're going to put it right there. And then now we're going to create a little box to help us find out how we're going to draw the hyperbolas. So since y has a 16 underneath it, you're going to square root it, and then 16 square rooted is 4. So we're going to count up and down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to draw some dotted lines. Going down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then looking at the x, we're going to square root it, and it's 5. So you want to go left and right to help finish our box. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to dot it. I want to go right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now just finish your box. And now we're going to find our asymptotes. And so to do that, you just get the slope. And we'll go that way. And then now we're going to graph our hyperbola. Now since it's negative, it's going to go up and down. So we want to put a little dot there, and we want to go towards the asymptotes but never touching it. We want to do the same with the bottom. Alright, and then now to find the foci, you add the 16 and 25 together, and then you're going to square root it. So 25 plus 16 is 41. And the square root of 41 is between 6 and 7. So you're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so put it right about there. And then counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to put it right about here. And that's how you graph a hyperbola. Okay, we're going to graph another hyperbola now. So to find the vertex, we're going to flip the numbers in the parentheses. So since it's -3, it's going to be +3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And since the y is a positive one, we're going to go down 1, since we're flipping it to negative. So that's our vertex. And now we're going to draw our little box to help find the asymptotes. So since x, I hate this. Alright, we're going to cut that part. Alright, so to find the asymptotes, you want to find the square root of the numbers below the y and x. So square root of 36 is 6, so we're going to go left 6 on x. We're going to go left and right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw our little dotted lines. Now we're going to go right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw dotted lines. Now for the y, there's a 9, so we're going to go up and down 3. 1, 2, 3. And then up 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to draw our asymptotes. Okay, and now we're going to find our foci real quick. And so to find the foci, you're going to add 36 and 9 together, and that'll get you 45. And with the 45, we're going to square root it, and the square root of that is between 6 and 7. So we're going to count left and right, 6 and 7. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So between 6 and 7, it'll be right about here. You're going right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, so right about here. And then our hyperbolas will be right here on the line. You want to graph it and then go close to the asymptotes, but not touching it. We're going to do the same on this side. Going close to the asymptotes, but not touching them. And that's how you graph a hyperbola.
So we are going to be completing the square for this hyperbola to get into standard form. But first we need to get the x's together and the y's together and move this number to the other side. So we get 9x squared plus 18x minus 4y squared minus 24y equals 63. Now we can take out numbers from each of these to get them smaller. We take out a 9 to get x squared plus 2x. And they're going to be adding number here. The same over here. Take out a negative 4 to get y squared minus or plus 6y then plus y equals 63. We have to add these two over here.
Wait, what did you want to do?
So we just, to find this number, we divide this number by 2 and then square it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then we square that, and that's 1. Now we need to add this number over to this side, but you have to multiply it by 9 too. So this will be 9. Now for this one, divided by 2 is 3, squared is 9. Multiply it by 4, and you get negative 36. And then these become perfect squares, so you can simplify them. You get 9x plus 1 squared minus 4y plus 3 squared equals. So when you add all of these up, you get 36. And then to get a standard form hyperbola, you have to make this equal to 1. So you divide this by 36. So you have to divide these sides by 36. So this becomes x plus 1 squared, and 9 divided by 36 is 4, minus y plus 3 squared, and 4 divided by 36 is 9. That equals 1. And that is the hyperbola in standard form. So we are going to now graph a hyperbola. Now first we need to find the vertex. And in order to find the vertex, we take the x and the y values and flip them. So the vertex will be at 1, 3. That's the vertex. Now to make our little box, we look at these numbers and take the square roots in order to find out how far we need to go out, left and right and up and down. Now under the x value is 4, so the square root is 2. So since it's under the x value, we go to the left and right 2. Now for the y value, the square root of 9 is 3, so we go up and down 3. We draw a little box. Now we can draw our asymptotes. So since the x is positive and the y is negative, that means that we'll be going left and right. We go from this point towards the asymptotes, and this point towards the asymptotes. Now to find the foci, we add these two numbers and take the square root of that. So you add 9 and 4 and get 13. The square root of 13 is between 3 and 4, so you go out from the vertex about 3.5.
Still think we can graph that. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you get the gist of it.
And that is how you graph a hyperbola.
Today we're going to be finding the standard form from the squared form of a hyperbola. So first off, we're going to put the x's and the y's together. So 16x squared minus 64x minus 9y squared minus 54y equals 161. Next we're going to pull out the 16 from the x's. So 16 x squared minus 4x, and we're going to leave a blank. And we're going to do the same with the y's, and we're going to plot 9. So minus 9y minus 9 parentheses y minus 6y plus blank equals 161. So to find this blank, we're going to divide this number by 2 and square it. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4. And the same for this. We're going to divide by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3 squared is 9. And we're going to put blanks over here as well. So the numbers that go on those blanks are these numbers. But since that number is in the parentheses, we have to do 16 times 4, which equals 64. And 9 times 9, which is 81. But there's a negative right here, so this is minus 81. Now we're going to find the parentheses of this. 16, it's x minus 2 squared minus 9y minus 3 squared equals, and that equals 144. So now we need to get this number to become a 1. So we're going to divide this out by 144, cancel that out, and divide these by 144 as well. So 16 divided by 144 is 9. So this is going to become x minus 2 squared over 9 minus, and 9 divided by 144 is 16. So it becomes y minus 3 squared divided by 16 equals 1. And that is the standard form for the hyperbola.
So I will be showing you how to graph a hyperbola. Now, first we find the vertex by taking what's in the x term and the y term, and we flip the signs. So the vertex will be at 2, 3, negative 3. So you go to the right 2 and down 3. And that's our vertex. Now to find the little box, we take the square roots of these numbers. So under the x-axis we go left and right, and the square root of 9 is 3, so we go to the left and right 3. And under the y-axis we go up and down 4. And then we can graph our little box. Now we can graph the asymptotes. Now because the x is positive and the y is negative, the graph will be going left to right. And we go from this point and go towards the asymptotes. And this point towards the asymptotes. Now to find the foci, we add these two numbers and then take the square root. So 9 plus 16 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. So we go to the left and right 5. That's how you graph a hyperbola.
Today we're going to be graphing a parabola in standard form. So p equals a number divided by 4. So we take 8 and divide it by 4. So p equals negative 2. So to graph this, since the y is squared, the graph is going to go left and right. And since the p is negative, it's going to go to the left. So first we have to graph the vertex. The vertex equals negative 3, 2, because of the 3 and the 2. So we're going to graph that. So we're going to go left 3, up 2. And then next we're gonna move P from the vertex. So we're gonna go, since the P is negative, we're gonna go left. So we're gonna go over 2. There's the foci. And if we go right 2, that's the directrix. So 1, 1, 2. Here's the directrix. And then from this foci, we're gonna go out 2P. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're gonna graph it. Pretend that point is there. And that's how you graph a parabola in standard form. Today we're gonna graph parabolas in standard form. So you have to start out with P. P equals this number divided by 4. So P equals 2 divided by 4 equals a half. Next we're going to graph our vertex. Vertex is going to be x comma y. And you have to change the signs. So the vertex will equal -4, 1. So to graph it, we're going to go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. So there's our vertex. Now we're going to go P from that vertex, 1/2, right here for the foci. We're going to go the other way, half, for the directrix. We know this graph is going up because the P is positive. So now we're going to go 2P from the foci. So 1/2 times 2 is 1. 1/2 times 2 is 1. And graph our parabola.
Now we're going to use complete a square to change this into the standard form for a parabola. So we're going to have to take all of the x terms, put on one side and the rest on the other side. So we're going to have x squared minus 6x plus blank equals 8y minus 17 plus blank. And then what goes in the blanks is half of the x term squared. So half of that is going to be -3 squared is 9. And then that will go on the other side as well. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 8y minus 8. We're going to factor perfect square trinomial into binomial. So it's going to be x. So the shortcut is just take whatever you did, half of that, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, minus 3 squared equals 8y minus 8. And then we're going to have to take the common term out of that, so it would be -8 sorry about that. It's actually +8 y minus 1. And then that is the standard form. Hello, this is how you graph a parabola in standard form. So given the equation x minus 3 squared equals 8 y minus 1, we're gonna, first we know that it's going to be an up and down parabola because the x term is squared. And we know the vertex is going to be 3 minus 1. So if you go 1, 2, 3 over and then up 1, that's going to be the vertex. And then P is going to be half or it's a fourth of that, not a fourth. We're going to cut that out. We're going to divide 8 by 4 and get P equals 2. Meaning that since it's up and down, we're going to go up 2, and then that's going to be our focal point. And then the focal length is going to be 4p, so 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over. And then same thing the other side. 2, 3, 4. And then we're just going to draw it. And then the direct text for this is going to be also 2 down, since that's what P was. So 1, 2, and then just draw a dashed line. And that's how you graph the parabola in standard form.
Alright, so we're going to take this equation in its general form, and it's a parabola, and we're going to try to change it into its standard form. So first of all, we're going to get all the y's and x's together and our leftover numbers on the side. So we're going to put y squared, we want to match it with 2y, we want to put the x's next, and then our other numbers. Just like this. Okay, so now we have the y squared plus 2y plus 16x plus 65 equals 0. And now we're going to try to get the x's on the one side and the 65 on the other, and keep the y squared and the plus 2y on this side. So we're going to have y squared plus 2y, and since now it's going to be equal negative 16x minus 65. And so now we're going to add a plus blank so we can factor out this y squared over here. And then it's going to be negative 16x minus 65, and we're going to add another plus blank on this side too. So to figure out the number that goes in this blank, you're going to divide this number by 2 and then square it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then squaring it is 1 again. And then so we're going to have 1 over here. Now we're going to simplify both of these. So y squared plus 2y plus 1 simplifies into y plus 1 squared. And this side simplifies into negative 16x minus 64. Now we're going to simplify this even further. So we're going to have negative 16x. We're going to have negative 16x, parentheses x plus 4, and it's plus because we're taking the negative out with the 16. It's going to equal y plus 1 squared. So now your final equation is y plus 1 squared equals negative 16 parentheses x plus 4.
So we're going to graph another parabola in standard form. This one is y plus 1 squared equals negative 16 x plus 4. And since the y term is squared, it's going to go left right. And we have to remember that for the vertex, x still has to go first. So it's going to be minus 4 minus 1 for the vertex. 2, 3, 4, minus 1 right here. So there's the vertex. And then p is going to be 16 divided by 4, which is going to be negative 4. So we're going to go to the left 4, 2, 3, 4, right there. Okay. And then this also tells us where the direct text is going to be, which is going to be the opposite. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And it's going to go basically along this line here. Okay, and then our focal length is going to be pretty large since it's 16. So we're going to go 8 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be somewhere up here into the equation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right about there. It's actually up, whatever. That's just 20. Okay. And then we're just going to draw this really wide. But that's fine. And then that is that graph in standard equation.